I never liked that sidewalk. That particular sidewalk surrounded by low valleys and covered by the trees' afternoon shade. The one I had no choice but to walk on each day, for it wasn't like I could ask my parents to move because I simply didn't like the sidewalk. It was all wrong, the way the wind hissed into my ears, the way I was always sure I could hear footsteps behind me, the way that mist swallowed it on cold mornings. I should have listened to my grandfather. All those years he'd tease my brother and me. "It's that time of year again," he'd say. "The monster Neath Hill Street will start roaming the roads one of these days." Teasing. He never really was teasing us, was he? Once, not long ago, I humored him. "Have you ever seen the monster?" I'd asked. "Sure have." Sharp, snaggly teeth and big red eyes, my grandfather had described. That was all he'd said. Those few words didn't mean much to me at that moment. What a difference time can make. The sky is burning. Maybe burning is an exaggeration, but by all means this is wrong. In reality, it's only a sunrise. A sunrise that insists on powdering the clouds in a display of warm, passionate colors. Burning colors. Is this normal? Yes, it is. Sunrises are supposed to be red and orange and pink and blue. Not here, though. Oh, not here. The sun rises and sets, but never have I seen it burn with such utter saturation. Not in 2 years, perhaps not since the day I realized the secret of the hills. The secret that no one believed. The last sunset I recall with an intensity such as this sunrise was one evening following a concert rehearsal. On a bus I sat, nerves spiking as I watched the sunset. Sunset. Maybe now I'd enjoy watching the colors of the evening blur into the smoky hues of night. That evening, though, I stared, begging the light not to go. From the bus stop, I'd have to walk home. That was the thing, wasn't it? I couldn't just walk home, not on the cursed sidewalk, not in the coming darkness. Not alone, please, not on the cursed sidewalk in the dark, not all of those wretched things at once, not alone. Anything could have happened, but nothing did. The cursed sidewalk didn't take me that day. Perhaps, instead, it hid underneath its slabs the fury of the sun's rise and set. What else could have stopped those colors from going where they should have been? What else could have stopped my imminent demise? But now the sky burns. Still, the sky shouldn't be burning, should it? My mind can't be allowed to dwell for much longer. I must leave the sky behind me now, for the day has only just begun, and school is miles away from where I stand cemented to the sidewalk. Not that sidewalk. Never that sidewalk. It's cold. Ever so cold as I trudge forward. In my rush outside to see that awful, awesome burning sky, I'd neglected to take my jacket with me. And now I stand at the final crosswalk before I reach the school. It's cold. What am I to do about that, though? Soon I'll be in a building crowded with 11 and 12 and 13 and 14 and 15-year-olds. And then I'll be warm, and then I'll be hot, and then I'll be too hot. So what does it matter how cold I am now? It does matter. I can feel it. It does matter, but I don't know how yet. I know that it matters because I know that today is going to be a bad day. I know that today is going to be a bad day because I have a bad feeling, a feeling that somebody is about to punch me in the chest. Nobody has punched me in the chest yet this morning, so the bad occurrence has yet to come. It has to be a bad occurrence, or this dread I'm feeling. What would it mean? Something bad is going to happen, and I'm cold, but soon I'll be warm and then hot, and then soon, too hot. It shouldn't matter that I'm cold now, but I know it matters anyway. A part of me wonders if I will warm up and heat up and boil in the midst of the crowded hallways. I probably will. Won't I? This is wrong. This is so wrong. I still don't know why it's so wrong. But wrong it is. So wrong. Today isn't just a bad day, I can tell it isn't. A bad day is the feeling of dread or hopelessness clawing its way into the pit of my stomach. This isn't a bad day, this isn't a bad feeling, this is just wrong. The feeling that someone is going to punch me in the chest still lingers. Like every person who I bump into is about to unsheath claws they didn't have before and rip me to shreds. I have to wonder, am I going to be ripped to shreds today? That's what the feeling has to mean. What else could it mean? All I know is that today is wrong. Dread is building up inside me, and I don't know why. Maybe that's the point of dread, or maybe it's not. But dread. To dread something is to know what's up ahead, to fear it, to not want to go along with it. I don't know what's going to happen today, but I don't like it. The burning sky, the chill in my bones that refuses to lift. Or am I just frightened? This terrible, horrible feeling that gnaws on my flesh, my very being. I'm going to get her today, whether it be incited by a person or my own self. I don't want either to be the case. My thoughts slip back to that monster. No. I can't start thinking like that. It's not real. Not real. That's the thing, isn't it? I was once terrified of creatures that didn't exist. They didn't exist, did they? Ghosts, horrible things. As if that weren't bad enough, people would tell me that they simply were not real. Not real. Those pitiful words won't help me now. I don't know why yet, but they in themselves are wrong. It's time to go home. Those words burn themselves into my thoughts as the bell sings shrilly. It's time to go home. It's time to go home, and I must drag my feet all the way there. Past the children, past the crosswalks, past that sidewalk. The sidewalk that leaked the fire in the sky, the sidewalk that haunted my steps since I first found out the secret of the hills. Not so much of a secret, really, thinking back. Dating 3 or 4 years ago now, 2 at the latest, I was walking home from school, surly and with a book in my hand. In those days, I'd walk slowly, angry and hating everything. These days I detach from reality, my body moving as my soul blanks. But then I paid attention to everything. All that existed was a reason for me to slow down, not to go home. Closing my book as I neared the deserted crosswalk leading to my house, I felt an odd sensation. Or more accurately, heard one. I heard someone behind me. I knew that I did, for what else could be making that noise? There I was, alone on the sidewalk. That sidewalk, the sidewalk, with an invisible... Was it invisible? Person. Creature? Behind me. A gust of wind settled its way into my ears, into my bones. That sound, it wasn't wind. That chill in my bones, it wasn't wind. It was something. Someone, maybe? No, definitely something. Someone can't simply cease to exist, yet make such a horrible noise. Someone can't control the wind, not in this dip in the town, made of valleys and hills and more valleys and more hills. I tried to tell my family, tried to get them to understand that the sidewalk is haunted, that something lives there, that what? What would happen if they believed me? They didn't believe me. I never found out. And now it's time to go home. I still haven't been punched in the chest or ripped to shreds. This isn't looking good. I'm almost there. My heart pounds in my chest, almost to the sidewalk that I've hated for all my life. Horrible anticipation swells with each step. On the day of the burning sky, my breathing hitches with each possibility swarming my brain. I'm so cold. A frigid wave of terror crashes behind my eyes. This is wrong. Dread claws at my legs, making them tremble and threaten to give. I have to get home. Every blink I take, I fear it the last. I'm almost there. I'm almost there, and I feel an awful aura emanating from the sidewalk. I don't want to cross the street. My steps slow as I get closer. It's as if a force is pushing me back. No, I have to keep going. I have to get home now. Something bad is coming, and if I'm not home right now, then something bad will happen to me. Claws. My breath hitches. Claws. I can't look up. I won't look up. Claws. I don't blink. Pain sears into my shoulders. The claws are digging into my flesh. Blood begins to stain my sweater. I make the mistake of glancing upwards. My body freezes. I can't feel anything. I can't breathe. I can't see. I can't blink. I can't do anything. I vaguely hear cement scraping against cement, and a flash of red and orange and pink and blue teases my vision. All I can see are sharp, snaggly teeth and big red eyes. Nowhere. I'm nowhere. There's darkness surrounding me. I can't see anything, or even if I could, there's nothing to see. Every once in a while, I can hear footsteps above me. People are crunching leaves, laughing, talking, stepping, dragging their feet. Time passes. So much time passes, but it's not like it matters. I don't know how much has passed and how much hasn't. I don't know if I still exist. I can't remember anything but the surrounding black and the stinging cold. Or so I thought. One day, was it a day or was it weeks at a time, light began to seep into this void in which I float. I was floating. Red and orange and pink and blue fill my surroundings. Despite their color's warmth, I feel cold. So utterly cold, so much colder than I used to be. I can see now. I can see the blood staining my sweater. Stiff brown runs down the knit purple as if it's striping that was meant to be there all along. It's hard to say that it was ever once a solid color. I can see the darkness that surrounds me. The darkness that surrounds me never ends. I can see something that sees me. I look away. I can see red. Red and orange and pink and blue. I was right. The sidewalk hid underneath its slabs the colors that should have been in the sky. And I've joined them.